Have you ever stopped to think why, of all the people in the house, your cat chose to sleep right on top of you? And more, is this just an act of feline affection with the chosen ones? Or is there something much deeper happening when he lies down next to you? What if I told you that spiritually this could be a sign of an ancestral energetic connection, and that many spiritual masters believe that cats not only sense your aura, but also cleanse it while you sleep? But calm down. This is just the beginning. What you're about to discover could completely change the way you see your own cat, and even your purpose in life. Stay with me until the end, because the most surprising explanation lies precisely in what happens during the night. Have you ever noticed that cats don't follow orders? They don't obey like dogs. They don't show affection on command. They don't come when called. And this, contrary to what many think, is not disobedience. It's consciousness. Cats simply know more than they let on. And this mysterious awareness is part of the reason that when a cat chooses to sleep with you, something spiritual is being activated in that relationship. But let's go back a little. In antiquity, entire civilizations worshipped cats as sacred beings. In Egypt, for example, cats were associated with the goddess Bastet, a protective entity of the home, fertility, and, get this, the invisible world. Many believe that when a cat purred next to someone, it was emitting frequencies capable of healing the physical body and restoring the energy field. Now think, how many times has your cat laid down exactly on the part of your body that hurts the most, or slept next to your head when you were anxious and unable to sleep? You may have thought it was a coincidence, but what if it isn't? There are reports in several esoteric traditions that suggest that cats are attracted to unbalanced energy fields. They approach humans with a torn aura, with misaligned chakras, with a soul in the process of exhaustion. And when they lie on you, especially during sleep, they absorb, transmute, and redirect dense energies out of your vibrational field. In other words, when your cat sleeps with you, he is working. Yes, working as a silent guardian while you rest. And here's a fun fact that almost no one knows. During sleep, our body enters a state of disconnection from the rational mind. It is at this moment that our soul can float slightly, coming into contact with more subtle planes. In this scenario, the cat's role intensifies. He becomes, according to some spiritual currents, an astral guide, who watches over his physical body while his consciousness wanders through higher dimensions, as if to say, "You can go, I'll protect you here." But why would he choose you? Of all the people in the house, why does he insist on sleeping with you? Why is it only with you that he purrs in that deep way, almost like a shamanic song? The answer lies in your vibration. Even if you don't realize it, your energy field emits a unique signature, like a spiritual fingerprint. And cats can feel this with a precision that is almost impossible to explain. They know when a soul is hurt. They notice when a heart keeps silences that hurt. They sense when a human has a spiritual calling that has not yet fully awakened. And when they sleep next to you, it's not just for comfort or affection. It's as if they were saying, "I'm here to remind you of who you are." Another important detail, the place where your cat chooses to lie down is also symbolic. If it lies close to your head, it may be helping to release toxic thoughts, spiritual doubts, and mental anguish. If you prefer your chest, you may be healing your heart chakra, healing emotional traumas you don't even know you carry. If you sleep near your feet, it may be anchoring you energetically, helping you not to fly too much, to remain firm on this plane while you move between dreams and parallel realities. Nothing, absolutely nothing, is by chance. And the most impressive thing of all is that they do this without asking for anything in return. They do not demand medals, recognition, pats on the back, or praise. They just do, because it's in their nature. But here comes an even stronger revelation. If a cat suddenly starts sleeping with you, it is a sign that something spiritual is about to happen in your life. It could be an awakening, a transition, a break from old patterns, or even the beginning of a spiritual mission that your soul accepted before you were even born. And your cat, you already know. Have you ever heard of the concept of silent chosen ones? They are ordinary people, living seemingly normal lives, but who, at key moments in their existence, become surrounded by signs that can no longer be ignored. One of them, perhaps the most subtle and intriguing of all, is precisely this: being chosen by a cat. No, we are not talking about common adoption. We're talking about that inexplicable moment when a cat looks at you in a different way, as if it recognizes something that even you don't yet understand. And then, he starts following you, lying next to you, sleeping in your bed, as if he had found you after centuries of distance. And that's where many people go wrong when interpreting this behavior as something common, instinctive, physical. In fact, occult masters have known for centuries, when a cat starts sleeping with you frequently, it is a sign that it has become a guardian of your spiritual cycle. Sleep, my friend, is more than rest. It's the point where you die a little every day. Surrender your body to immobility and your mind to travel. In this transition space, between the physical and astral world, what is invisible moves. And it is at this threshold that cats act most strongly. They are the only animals that remain alert, even when they appear to be sleeping. This is because they guard your vibrational frequency and repel entities that try to approach you while you are vulnerable. Yes, entities. In many spiritual traditions, sleep is fertile ground for external influences. There are reports from Tibetan monks, shamanic leaders, and experienced mediums who claim that certain spiritual attacks occur precisely during sleep. Repetitive nightmares, feeling tired when waking up, sleep paralysis. All of these can be symptoms of energetic interference. And the presence of the cat, there by your side, snoring peacefully, is precisely what prevents certain energies from going beyond your field. But there's more. Many spiritualists claim that when a cat chooses to sleep with you at the same time every night, it is no coincidence. This repetitive behavior may be the spiritual equivalent of a ritual. Yes, a ritual of cleansing, protection, and vibrational realignment, repeated night after night. That constant purring, often considered just a sign of affection or relaxation, is, according to vibrational studies, in tune with cellular healing frequencies, especially between 20 to 140 hertz. It's as if he chants a mantra, an ancestral vibration that spans centuries of feline wisdom. And you, sleeping, have no idea that you are receiving a personalized energy treatment every night. You're not sleeping. You are being rebuilt, energetically, by a being who sees far beyond what you can see. And here comes an even deeper point. Cats are not affectionate like dogs because they don't need to please. They already know what they are. They do not depend on your approval, your validation, your presence. But when they choose to be with you, it is because they feel a spiritual mission in their vibrational field. And if you've never noticed this, maybe it's time to start watching for the signs. Why does he sleep more on certain days and stay away on others? Why, in moments of great anguish, does he appear out of nowhere and lay on your chest? Why does he stare deeply at you before closing his eyes and falling asleep? Do you think it's just a cat? So why do you feel so much peace when he's there? Some believe that cats lie with humans who are ready to begin a new stage of spiritual awareness. Others say that they incarnate with souls that need to awaken dormant gifts, such as mediumship, healing through hands, energetic empathy. There are also those who claim that cats are sent by ancestors to protect their spiritual descendants. Regardless of the aspect, they all converge on one point. Cats don't appear by chance. And when they sleep with you, they are accepting an energetic alliance of protection, healing, and transformation. You may not remember, but he's seen you before. But you don't just have to believe me. There are scholars, energy therapists, and even neuroscientists who have spent years observing cat behavior in spiritual and clinical settings. And the discoveries are as profound as they are surprising. Vibrational therapist Marcia Felix, a specialist in energy reading of environments, states in one of her lectures, "Cats don't just sense when there is an energetic imbalance in a person. They choose to absorb it. It's as if they know where the grida of the soul is. They position themselves there and vibrate a healing frequency, and they do it with surgical precision. Spiritualist biologist Ricardo Sandim, who dedicated more than 15 years to observing animals in energetic reconnection rituals, declared in an interview that when a cat frequently sleeps with a human, it is forming a magnetic field with that body. This even changes the electrical disposition of the human heart during sleep. It is as if they realign the person's emotional rhythm. And it doesn't stop there. American scientist Elizabeth von Mertz, researcher at the University of Colorado and author of the book Animals and Frequencies: The Healing Vibrations, studied the effect of cats purring on patients with autoimmune diseases. The result? Patients exposed to feline purring for more than 20 minutes a day demonstrated not only physical, but emotional improvements. Sleeping with a cat accelerated energy recovery processes. The vibration of purring acts on the nervous system as a natural calming tonic. Now add all this to what Eastern and tribal mystical schools have known for millennia. According to records in the Book of Kemet, an ancient Egyptian manuscript of occult spiritual practices, cats are the eyes that watch over the worlds. They were trained to sleep alongside priests and oracles during prophetic dreams, as it was believed that without the presence of a cat nearby, the dream could be invaded by dark forces. And in Brazil, the shamanic tradition of the forest, as revealed by the shaman Raimundo Caraha, treats cats as translators between the body and the spirit. Cat doesn't meow for nothing. Cat doesn't sleep with just anyone. Cat feels what you won't even admit to yourself. In other words, modern science and ancient traditions are finally meeting, and they both say the same thing, with different words. Your cat is a guardian, a master, a healer, and if he chose to sleep with you, you were chosen too. Now imagine for a moment that everything you believe about free will is actually turned upside down. And if you weren't the one who adopted your cat, what if he was the one who attracted you to your own spiritual journey? This is the basis of inverted manifestation theory, a spiritual strand that believes that some animals, especially cats, are capable of manifesting specific humans in their lifeline, not out of necessity, but out of mission. You know that strange feeling that you knew each other from another life? That cat's look that seems to pierce through your masks, your fears, your story? That magical moment when you felt that, even without understanding how or why, you were predestined to live together? None of this is a coincidence. According to this view, cats have a connection to the so-called Akasha field, a metaphysical space where all the experiences, thoughts, and possibilities of the universe are recorded. And it is in this field that they choose the human souls with whom they wish to reconnect in this incarnation. In other words, before you decide to go to that shelter, that pet store, or even before that cat appears out of nowhere on your doorstep, he was already calling you, energetically, spiritually, silently. And why? Because cats are code beings. They carry specific frequencies. Each cat vibrates a type of wisdom. Some are healers, others are awakeners of gifts, others are guardians of energy portals in the house. And they need a human with a compatible vibration for this mission to be activated. And when they find that human, the chosen one, there is no doubt. They get closer. They sleep close. They stare. They play with their paw. And most importantly, they remain. And here comes something even deeper. When a cat sleeps with you night after night, it's as if he's saying, "Now you are ready. Your soul frequency has reached the point necessary for our joint mission to take place." And what would this joint mission be? These are not common tasks. We are talking about soul tasks. Heal transgenerational wounds. Break emotional cycles that have been repeating for decades. Awaken spiritual abilities such as energetic sensitivity, deep intuition, or even the ability to channel messages from the subtle plane. And it all starts during sleep. This is why the moment your cat chooses to sleep with you is considered a spiritual portal. During the night, you vibrate together. your auric fields intertwine. And there, in the silence of the early morning, the invisible moves more fluidly. That's when he starts teaching you without words, through gestures, of symbolic dreams, of bodily sensations, of insights that arise when you wake up seemingly out of nowhere. But nothing is by chance. And you know that idea that cats come to comfort us when we're sad? It may seem like that, but in reality, they feel when we are energetically dissonant, and they use their own vibration to try to reconnect us with our spiritual axis. It is a subtle, invisible work, and absolutely divine. But this only happens to humans who already have a previous connection with that being, and here we enter even more mystical terrain. Some scholars of the laws of rebirth claim that there are souls of cats that have lived with you in other lives, and when incarnating again, they seek their former human companions. And when they find it, they make a point of never letting go. This is why you often feel that your cat understands what you say, knows what you feel, or even reacts as if it were human. Maybe because he was part of your story before you were even born. So the next time he climbs into your bed, curls up next to you and falls asleep like nothing else matters, remember, this is not just an act of affection. It's a reunion. It's a silent alliance. It's a soul pact. And now that you know all this, tell me, do you still think your cat just likes sleeping with you? Or were you summoned in silence by a master with light paws, ancient eyes, and an ancient soul? Could this seemingly ordinary moment of lying side by side actually be a reunion of souls who have promised to protect each other through the ages? Because deep down, maybe it's not just about company. Maybe it's about awakening, about remembering who you were before oblivion, and about the fact that not every spiritual connection needs to come in the form of prayer or temple. Sometimes she comes with a purr, and that's where the real mystery lies. Because now, every time your cat climbs into bed, lies down next to you and closes its eyes, you will ask yourself, what does he see in me that even I can't see yet? Maybe you are more special than you realize. Maybe you are in the middle of a spiritual process without even realizing it. And maybe, just maybe, while you sleep, he is awake within the invisible world, protecting not only his body, but his essence. Now tell me, are you sure it was you who chose this cat? Or did he choose you? Because I knew that one day you would finally wake up. But it's an answer that only you can seek. And maybe you're already dreaming about her.